Hello every audience, welcome to our presentation video of AMD acquisition plan. We are Group 1 and our team member includes Xinrui, Xinyi, Christophoros, Christos, and me. And I will introduce our acquisition plan through these three parts. Firstly, I'll begin with the strategy and the rationale behind this. Our acquisition acquirer is AMD, which is one of the leaders in the semiconductor industry, and it owns many advanced process technology, especially after the acquisition of the Linux. And after searching and comparing many firms, we chose Ambarella to become our target firm, which is a firm focused on AI vision chips. And it's also based in the USA, so it makes us think it will become easier to integrate in the next step. And this graph shows some application area that can use Ambarella's AI chip, and also kind of illustrates our initiative for this deal, which is to help AMD grasp the chance to expand its chip market, and I will introduce this in the detail in the next few slides. At the beginning, I used Python analysis to analyze the whole semiconductor industry situation. I found that based on the recent economic and social situation, the semiconductor sector will experience a rapid growth in the next few years. And this tendency will be strengthened by support from the politics and its talent pool in the USA. Speaking of the internal analysis, I use the SWOT matrix to analyze AMD's strengths and weaknesses, and also its opportunities and threats from its competitors. And after this analysis, there is some strategic choice that we can choose. But we agree that the best choice is to narrow the gap between AMD and its competitors in the AI chip area and lead AMD to enter into this sector as soon as possible. Based on those analyses, we summarize our strategic mission of this acquisition is to help AMD to grasp the chance in the growing industry that really needs the AI chips by enhancing the synergy of newly acquired Linux and Ambarella. Three rationales behind this deal from both strategic and the finance point of view. Firstly, it can help AMD to enter into the AI chip area and to obtain a competitive advantage. Secondly, it can also help AMD to expand its new markets and also further increase its revenue. Lastly, this acquisition can also help AMD to achieve its ambitions in the game area, which it already had for many years. And based on the AI Ambarella's video processing tech, it can help it achieve this. And this is my part, and my team members will introduce the financial analysis in the next few slides.
We continue our presentation with financial analysis. For our analysis, we chose to use the discount cash flow method known as DCF. So what's a DCF? A DCF in short, it's a valuation method to estimate the value of an asset today based on its future cash flows. We chose this method since it's independent of external factors and instead just relies on company's ability to generate cash flows. We use a set of assumptions based on Ambarella's historical data to be able to project how much the company is going to generate in cash in the future. As we can see in the table, Ambarella is unprofitable for the last years. The large investments in research and development lead to high costs. The company has invested heavily in developing deep learning neural network processing technology named CEVFlow, which results in high upfront costs, but is expected to bring great value to the company. In addition, Ambarella is a debt-free company for the last 5 years, and it has a high quick ratio, which indicates Ambarella's ability to meet its short-term obligation with its most liquid assets. The decrease in two ratios is attributed to the investments in R&D and the acquisition of Oculi, for which the company paid $307 million in cash in 2021. We believe that Ambarella will gain a great value in the future despite its current performance, and we perform our evaluation based on two-stage growth model. Based on a report by Precedent Research, the cumulative average growth rate of the semiconductor market from 2021 to 2030 is expected to be equal to 6.6%. We create three scenarios based on this growth rate: a conservative, a base, and an optimistic scenario with a growth rate of 4.6, 6.6, and 8.6% respectively. As you can see the diagram, the value varies between the three scenarios, but in all three, Ambarella gains a great value through the years. For the terminal value, which is the value of the company after 2027, we use the perpetuity growth model with a growth rate equal to 3.14%, which is the average growth rate of the US GDP from 1948 to 2021. As a discount rate, we used Ambarella's weighted average cost of capital, named as WACC, because the company is debt-free. We performed a sensitivity analysis to see how the enterprise value after discounting changes based on the assumptions made for the short-term and long-term growth rates. The value, as we can see in the table, varies from 4.3 billion to 5.6 billion US dollars. We believe that the realized benefits for both companies will exceed the fair enterprise value of Ambarella, which based on our DCF analysis is equal to 5.89 billion US dollars. Since Ambarella is currently undervalued based on our analysis, it's a great opportunity to make an offer equal to its current market cap plus 30% premium. This will be the first offer of 4.6 billion US dollars. This price gives us room for further price negotiation if Ambarella will reject our offer to get a higher one. The payment method we propose is stock for stock acquisition, since we expect that Ambarella's stock will rise in the future. In this way, by closing a fixed exchange between the two stocks today, we are closing a very good deal. This was the financial analysis part, and now my colleagues will present to you the integration implementation part.
Integration and implementation plan includes 4 parts: goal, challenge, organizational integration, and exit strategy. First, integration goal. There are 4 goals for this acquisition. Technology and product parts are more important. AMD will enhance the collaboration of AMD CNN technology and deep learning experience, as well as Xilinx adaptive computing and FPGA technologies. AMD will be able to provide differentiated AI chips for a wide variety of computer vision applications, and what's more, Ambarella's low power and high performance video compression can be used to help with AMD's graphic solutions for online entertainment products. This acquisition faces a couple of challenges. First, the CEO of Ambarella and the board of directors are ambitious. They have their own expanding strategy, so they may refuse to be acquired. Second, some functional departments in Ambarella are needed to be restructured. The compensation plans for possible layoffs need to be designed as reasonably as possible. Third, regulation constraints. And fourth, Ambarella defaults. Now we come to the organizational integration. I need to point out the acquisition is absorption-like, with high strategy interdependence and low organizational autonomy. Since Ambarella is a small target, the integration process would not take several years. AMD will establish an artificial intelligence group that will be responsible for the design and sales of AI chips. And the new AI group will be led by the former Ambarella CEO, forming one. At the same time, the president of FPGA Group, Victor Pong, will be the director of the AI Group, focusing on the integration of AI Group and FPGA. Then staffing plan. The staffing plan should be discussed in the negotiation phase with the management of Ambarella. The new established AI Group will recruit more local AI experts in China, Europe, who are inside of local chip demand and could design more practical chips for local customers. AMD will also include Ambarella's personnel data into the AMD database, enhancing synergy of FPGA computing and graphics and new AI group. Then Xinrui will continue to talk about the organizational integration.
So let's move to functional integration. Firstly, they should establish a standard to determine the extent and the standard of integration. For manufacturing operations, they could keep Ambarella's original fabless foundries and the wafers foundries located in Texas and China. In addition, resources like supplier relationships need to be shared. When integrating information technology, AMD can consider the post-acquisition operation mode, the total cost required, and the implementation risk. And the finance need to be operated independently. Not only the acquirer needs to send the parent company staff to the different offices, but also to establish budgeting procedures and sign-off levels. Sales and marketing should be independent as well, since they are not familiar with the product for each other. Sharing the customer's resources such as original design manufacturers and original equipment manufacturers can benefit AMD even more. They need also clarify sales representatives and the training for staff should be centralized. The integration of purchasing is also the integration of key suppliers. This might lead to stronger bargaining power and thus reduce costs. AMD should also be independent. The integration can be achieved by having staff work in one space, and brain drain should be avoided in this department. As to human resources, AMD could keep the annual survey of its employees to assess their culture and quality. The integration is to be completed within 6 months. The number of personnel should be determined on a merit basis, and the integration of R&D employees accounts for a large proportion of human resources integration. AMD and Ambarella have similar corporate culture. They both promote openness, belonging, and inclusion. They both have diverse compensation awards. Furthermore, they both appreciate teamwork, innovation challenges, and pioneering work. However, we could see the difference between AMD and Ambarella, but the differences could be overcome by sharing common goal and mixing offices. Last part is exit strategy. The traditional exit approach is that the party in default pays a breakup fee amounts to 5% of the transaction value. There are also some alternative exit approaches like strategic investment, strategic alliance, and joint venture. So this is our acquisition plan. Thanks for watching.